Yes, sir. Wanted to jump on this video real quick because it's feeling like it's an agenda and it's feeling like all these modern women love self-diagnosing themselves nowadays, mainly because they want to play the victim, mainly because they want another form of another high that they can get from playing the victimhood chick, and they could get all this attention and support from comments and likes and shares and things like that. A lot of these women love playing the victimhood chick. They love self-diagnosing themselves with anxiety, ADD. A lot of them are going through depression, way too much going on their minds, way too much comparisons to any and everybody that's on their timeline. Meanwhile, they just might be at a low point in their life and they need to pick me up. But a lot of people are disingenuous. A lot of people do things that they take away from other people that are actually suffering from those things. We have this big boned, obese body positivity model. Meanwhile, she doesn't model anything but agendas. She doesn't model clothes. All she does is model agendas because she doesn't want to change nothing about herself. I'm speaking about this big boned positivity model named is Tess Holliday. She's a big boned broad, and you can see that. But her thing is to play the victim so that you don't question anything about her health. I guess she lost a couple pounds or something like that. She says that she's anorexic. My thing is, I'm asking for a friend. Did you know that obese women can be anorexic? That's the $1,000,000 question. Drop your answer in the comment section and hit that like button. Not to digress. We have this big bone woman who's not only modeling agendas, she's weaponizing an illness for relief. She used to talk about this body positivity shit. Meanwhile, that's basically a front for you to just say nothing about my weight. Let me be fat on my own. Let me eat this cake and junk food on TikTok videos. Meanwhile, you say that's unhealthy, and I tell you I don't give a shit. I'm a body positivity activist, and I could say and I could do what I want about my body because it's my body. And meanwhile, you have these fake supporters, all these goofballs, all these zombie dead celebrities. It's even worse when it comes from the celebrities because they have influence. And that's why a lot of people have to stop worshiping celebrities because they're not pushing agendas for your own benefit. They're pushing it for attention. They're pushing it for dollars. They're pushing it for their brand because a lot of people are sold out, but people won't get it until it's too late. You have this individual who's basically mocking skinny individuals that are experiencing an actual eating disorder. Yes, models, the standard for whoever created the standards for the models back in the day or whenever. To this day, who knows? Who cares? Basically, that they were slim. A lot of women that wanted to be models suffered from being bulimic. They used to throw up. They used to feel like they couldn't even add a pound, eat a crumb from the roll of a bread. That's how sick they were. Meanwhile, they're 95 pounds and they could eat 3 meals if they wanted to. A lot of people are suffering from these disorders. Meanwhile, you have this big boned Tess Holliday talking about she's anorexic. Meanwhile, she doesn't want to talk about the other side. Overeating, late night snacks, cakes, ice creams, ham hocks, brontosaurus legs, things like that. Let's check this out because I didn't know that fat people can be anorexic. But what she has to understand is you want to embrace being fat and unhealthy until it's too late. A lot of people have to understand that you can't be unhealthy your whole life. You're not going to be young and flexible and do all the things that you're doing in your 20s and think that you could do that in your late 30s and 40s. If you're able to even make it that long, if things don't start going wrong. But a lot of people think in the now, a lot of people live in the now, and a lot of people weaponize agendas for their own benefit. It's like the boy cried wolf. You never know who's really suffering. You don't know who's suffering in silence. Those are the people that get overshadowed by people like Tess Holliday because all they're doing it for is attention, and it's pretty sick and it's pretty sad. But that's the world we're living in. Especially when you're in a world where people glamorize these type of individuals and tell them that being fat is fit, is body positive, that I'm fat and I eat this junk food and I don't even try to hit the gym or shit like that and I want to be a parent. Shit's wild money out here, yo. Let's check it out.
This morning, she says she's proof that eating disorders don't discriminate.
This morning, supermodel Tess Holliday revealing her struggle with anorexia. The mother of two saying she was recently diagnosed by a psychologist, but has ultimately been struggling with disordered eating most of her life.
I always thought that I overate.
We all thought that you overate. The proof is in the pudding, literally, man. The banana pudding. We all know that you overate. The fuck up out of here with this bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And this is sad for Good Morning America to be publicizing and glamorizing this shit. Come on, man.
But then people in my life would say, oh yeah, I eat more than Tess. And it was almost like I wore it as a badge of honor.
Known for loving and
So a lot of people saying, oh, I eat more than Tess. Things like that. But they don't really say that. How much are you eating? How much is Tess eating? How much are y'all comparing? And let's stop that bullshit. You're not eating more than Tess because you don't weigh as much as Tess. Stop the bullshit. A lot of people say things like that because they feel like they're eating a lot. Meanwhile, they have fast metabolism. Meanwhile, Tess Holliday does not have fast metabolism. Nothing is fast about her but the way that she eats. And that needs to slow down. It is what it is.
celebrating her curves as a body positive activist. Holliday has been receiving support for her honesty from many, but also being questioned by some online about how she could love her body and also have an eating disorder.
I've had a lot of messages from folks that are anorexic that are livid and angry because they feel like I'm lying. I am plus size, but advocating for diversity in larger bodies. And so I think for people hearing,
yo, this broad is nothing but an attention whore. She's nothing but an attention whore. She's doing this just to stay in the limelight. There's nothing else going on with this broad. That's why a lot of these broads that are suffering in silence, they get tattoos because they enjoy the pain and they feel like they need something to take away from the shit show of their life. A lot of people need to stop supporting people like this. You are a double plus size model. I don't understand how you're a model when you model agendas. You're not modeling any clothing because there's not a lot of women that are your size. You want to talk about all this bullshit and then you want to talk about the bulimic people are mad at you. People that are suffering from anorexia are mad at you. Of course they are, because they are not even half your size. We got to really see that this is facts over feelings, and this doesn't make any sense. This is all about feelings on this side. And then people like this, they go ahead and now you got all these older individuals, all these people sitting at home that are watching Good Morning America. Now they're going to start feeling bad. Now they're going to feel like this shit is serious. If it is, drop a comment and let me know. Maybe you can make me learn something new for the day. Hey, I'm always up for that.
say I'm anorexic was really jarring.
Holliday's dietitian, Anna Sweeney, says if you think that most eating disorders are visible conditions, you're wrong. Eating disorders don't have to look a certain way.
I understand that people look at me and I don't fit what we have seen presented as, the diagnosis for anorexia. But then for me, that tells me that there's a larger problem, which I've been actually saying for years, is that we have a lack of diversity and representation in the world.
Eating disorders are extremely common and may affect nearly 1 in every 10 people. According to a recent study, about 9% of the U.S. population, almost 29 million people, will have an eating disorder in their lifetime. And the numbers are on the rise during the pandemic. The National Eating Disorders Association reporting a 41% increase in calls to their helplines. Holliday sharing highs and lows, including her divorce, with over 2 million followers on Instagram, hoping to reach others that might.
She's also sharing about 2/3 of that sidewalk. Meanwhile, you're walking on and talking about her highs and her lows. Listen, man, this woman is a bullshitter, and she's only doing these things for an attention and to basically promote toxic culture. All this bullshit to the masses, to women that feel like they're a little bit heavy, feel like they want to go down a dress size or two or things like that, man. You got to really peep the situation. Like, you're more prone to all these other sicknesses being overweight. Like, you want to be able to breathe, especially if you're a mother. What are you trying to promote to your children? What are you trying to tell your children? To not be healthy? Now we're trying to say that, oh, just because I'm fat, I'm overweight, I'm a double plus size model, I'm not healthy? Man, check this shit out, man. Nobody in this world wants to be overweight. A lot of people that started off fat in high school and now they probably lost like 80 pounds now, they feel way better than ever. Go ahead and ask them. A lot of people get melted, but a lot of people in today's world are weak-minded and they do not want to do the work for the results that they want overnight. It doesn't work like that.
Facing a similar battle. You wrote,
I'm the result of a culture that celebrates thinness and equates that to worth, but I get to write my own narrative. So tell me, what is that story now?
I mean, the sky's the limit. I actually feel like I can take on the things that life is throwing my way. And I have been happier in the last 6 months through my recovery than I've been in my entire life. I feel whole. I feel at peace. I really feel in my power.
And she says her dietitian has her focusing on eating 3 meals a day, and she's doing Pilates.
That's how you know this dietitian is bullshit, talking about having her eat 3 meals a day. Are you fucking kidding me? She doesn't need to be eating anything at all besides salad and water, man. That's it. She doesn't need to be eating for at least a month, man. What are you talking about, 3 meals a day? I'm not saying that shit to be harsh. Like, let's be honest. She's talking about she's feeling whole. That's all she's been doing is eating whole hams, whole burgers, whole chickens. She needs to stop. She needs to keep things to a minimum. A lot of people, you do not need all these nutritionists, all these people to help you with your diet. It's basic arithmetic, man. It doesn't really take a rocket scientist come up with a diet plan to figure out that you're overeating. You need to try to shrink your stomach. You need to be eating good. A lot of people overeat. This is the most unhealthiest country in the world. A lot of people feel like all these nutritionists and all these people, all these doctors have your best interests. Meanwhile, they're just trying to treat you. They're not trying to fully help you because you wouldn't come back. This is a country that's all about money. It's all about capitalism. Big pharma is big business. They want you coming back for those prescriptions. That's why you can self-diagnose yourself all you want. Go ahead and get that Adderall. Go ahead and get whatever you need. Just holler at me when you need me to refill that prescription. It's crazy how these people tell you, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. But then that same aunt or your same mother is sending you to the drugstore to pick up drugs. We have to understand the world that we're living in, and majority of the world is not healthy in the mind. They promote all these unhealthy and toxic habits, all these unhealthy and toxic habits to the masses, and then they want people that think outside of the box to become conformists and think like the rest of the pack and not question anything that they're pushing. You have to understand there's professional bullshitters. There's professional bullshitters like this individual Tess Holliday, who's basically saying she's anorexic only for attention. We're talking about a culture that praises thinness. Where at, man? Where a majority of this world, majority of the women in this country, in the U.S., are not thin. There's a big variety of women, but we understand is when you're overweight, you're overweight. You're over the limit. You know what I'm saying? People have to start doing and eating in moderation. A lot of people eat, they get high, and now they're hungry again, not understanding that you need to be easy. A lot of y'all just love eating when you get sad. Stop overeating. Stop looking to go ahead and put things in your belly. Stop eating when stop overeating. Stop eating until you're over full. How about you eat before you're full? And you know what I'm saying? Fill it up with some fruits or something like that. People got to really start moving better and stop really paying attention to all these celebs that's pushing all these toxic cultures and ideas to the masses, man. They're out there is for agendas. They're only out there for attention. They're only out there to stay relevant because they have nothing else going on, and they have to promote this toxic culture to the masses, man. So I didn't know that fat women could be anorexic, yo. This woman right here, Tess Holliday, is going to be losing fans more than she's going to be losing pounds. And it should be the other way around. But it is what it is. That's only my opinion, man. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out.